Coming at you today with a clean face. Wanted to talk with you a little bit more and show you more about this mascara makeup that I am obsessed with. So we'll start by talking about our compact. This is a mini double decker. They're completely customizable. Inside there's a mirror, and then you have your different colors that you can do. I'll have my two main highlight colors, main and a brightener, a contour, a Bella, a bronzer, a lip and cheek color called Sandstone, and this is a Pearl Illuminator. On the flip side, I have another bronzer that I like to use. It's a powder to kind of tie everything together. This is another lip and cheek color that I often use called Desert Sunset, but it is glossy. Then I have three eyeshadows that I'm going to use today. This is Sabrina, Gigi, and Oak, which I also use for my brows. So let's get started. I didn't moisturize my face, anything like that. As far as a primer goes, I usually use this Stay Spray. I actually use it a lot. We'll do just a mist on the face like this. And then you can rub it in or let it dry on its own, whatever you prefer. All right. So as far as brushes go, the first brush I'm going to use today is the 30-second hack brush. It's a real dense synthetic brush. It has a dome side that's good for blending and contouring, and then on the other side is a taper that's also good for stippling into the eyes or any kind of places that need a little bit more attention. So to get started, I'm going to use the domed end of my brush and I'm going to dip it into my contour color today, which is Ash, which is this one. So I'll just kind of dab it in there, if you can see this. Dab it in there. And then to apply contour, what I'm going to do is make a line from the base of my ear below my cheekbone to the inner portions of my iris. If you have trouble finding where to put your contour, what you can do is make a fish face. And where that line is, that's the hollow of your cheek. You'll go immediately above that. So from the base of your ear across towards the iris of your eye. And I'll do that on both sides. I know this can be a little scary when you first start, but it's all gonna blend easily. Whatever's left, I kind of bring across the top of my forehead in my hairline to give a more three-dimensional look and maybe make my big forehead that I was graced with from the Edler side of the family, try to make it look a little bit smaller. Then I'll go down my jawline. I drag it down onto my neck a little bit. And then to contour your nose, you can take either your finger or the tapered end, and I kind of squeeze it a little bit. I dab it in there, squeeze it, and you'll go from the inner part of your eyebrow down the bridge of your nose, kind of staying towards the inside. If you go towards the outside, it'll make your nose look a little bit wider, and we want it to look more narrow. And then kind of down, so. And you can do heavy or light. Today I'm gonna go light since we're doing just an easy look. Next I'll go into my main highlight color, which is Candlelit in the winter when I'm pasty white. And I'm just gonna apply it everywhere that doesn't have contour or color. And then I'll start blending that in. I usually kind of blend as I go, but just for today, I wanted to show you exactly where to put your lines and how flexible you can be with this product. So to blend in that contour, what I'll do is just very gently take it back and forth. You can also do little small circles. You just want to kind of soften that line up a bit. On the contour lines in your nose, just kind of bring it down a little bit. I just don't do much circles. And okay. So at this point, I'll go with the tapered end of my brush into my lighter highlight color, which for me today is gonna be Linen. What I'm gonna do with this is lighten this and brighten the center of my face. So kind of stipple in your T-zone area. I'll go down the center of the nose, down the sides of the nose and beneath the eyes. Then you can also go above the lip if you want, chin, wherever you want to brighten. I'm going to flip to the other side and blend it in. And you can go as light or as heavy as you want, but I will say this, with this product, less is really more. And you can always layer it if you need to. Okay, so if you have mature skin, you can also use they call it the little perfector sponge, or some of you might call it a beauty blender. You wet it under the sink, wring all the water out, and literally just use it to dab any area. And what it does is it keeps things from sitting within fine lines, and then it also picks up any excess product. I'm not going to use that today, but that's what I usually recommend if you have mature skin, or if you're concerned with that like cakey look and you overdo it with the product. That's kind of your saving grace as far as that goes. Okay, so now I have a base layer of all of my highlight colors. What I'll do now is I'm going to swap brushes and go to the B squared bronzer brush. It has a more dense side that I like to use to apply blush and bronzer, and then it has a softer side that's really good for blending, and it's also good for if you like to use a translucent powder to set after, which we'll do. I like to use that in. So using the smaller end of the B squared bronzer brush, I'm going to dab it into Sandstone, which is this lip and cheek color, and I'm going to find the apples of my cheeks and just kind of dab it on. I know it seems a little bit overwhelming sometimes, kind of like a clown, but it just blends out so beautifully. So swap sides if I want a little bit softer blending. You can really use either, whatever you like. And blend that in. All right, so now that that blush or cheek and lip color is on, I'm going to swap over to Bella Bronzer, which is my absolute favorite. It's a cream bronzer, which is this one. Using that same brush, same smaller end, I'm going to dab in very lightly and go above my lip and cheek color, kind of above the cheekbones on each side, and just bring it over to go and cover anywhere that you would get a sun-kissed glow or a tan. Over the nose, anywhere. Then I swap to the other side, and I'm just going to blend it all in. I usually keep my hair pulled back while I do my makeup because I tend to be a little heavy-handed, bull in a china cabinet, if you will. And I get my hair stuck in it. So sometimes I'll fix my hair ahead of time. Sometimes I fix it after. Okay. So that's kind of the complete look. If you wanted to at this point, if you thought you were done, what you can do is take your Stay Spray. This is a very important step. Spray it again, and we can let it dry. So while it's drying, what I'll usually do is move on to my eyes, and then I'll come back if I want to do an illuminator, or also to use a setting powder. So I'll show you both of those today. So now I'm going to do my eyeliner while that Stay Spray dries. This is the Ulta Gel, I don't know, cheap eyeliner that I really like. So what I'm going to do is, in this mirror on the side, I'm going to apply it within the water lines of my eyes. All right. And then this is I think it's a Clinique brand, some makeup brush that I have that I use. I'm going to take this Cayman bronzer color, put it on my eyelids. It's just a base neutral color. Some people choose to use a eyeshadow primer. You can. I find with these colors, you don't always have to. They're super pigmented and they stay all day. So the next color I'm going to use is going to be this middle color, Gigi. It's kind of a beautiful shimmer, and I'll just very gently tap into it. I'm going to apply it on my lids. I'm going to move over to the next color, which is Oak. I'm also going to use that for my brows, but I'll put this into my crease. If you find that you have hooded eyes, what I usually tell ladies with hooded eyes is to try to do your eyeshadows with your eyes open. That way, if you are in your crease, you can open your eyes and make sure that you can still see it. now I'll take Sabrina, which is this lighter color. I'm gonna go from the center and bring it out, and then just kind of use it to blend it all in. So if you find that you get fallout from powder eyeshadows, this makeup is super forgiving, which you can do if you can see, have a little bit from being heavy-handed with that brush. I take the soft end of my B² bronzer brush and I literally just dust it away. And it's that easy with that. So now that my eyeshadow is done, I'm gonna take this other brush. This is a Dew color. It's very similar to the Hotline brush that Maskcara has, but I just don't have it on hand right now. I'm gonna take this small end and dip it into Oak to do my brows. What I'll do is just kind of fill in your brows with this particular color. I have no idea, there's a cat outside that is making noise. I don't have a cat. I find that Oak is a good color if you have blonde or light brown. And then there are some darker colors. I'm too chicken to microblade my eyebrows, so I'll flip to the other side, use this brush, and just kind of soften it out. So now, brows are done, eyeshadow's done. Setting spray is dried. At this point, if you want to use an illuminator, I'll use this Pearl Illuminator. And you can use a brush, but sometimes I just use my finger. Get a little bit of that on there and put it onto the high points of your cheek. Rub that in. I just tell people to be careful about putting dirty fingers into, make sure you have a clean hand if you stick your fingers into it. And then I usually do it under my brow to brighten that a little bit. Some people do it down the nose. I don't like shiny noses, so I kind of don't. Cupid's bow. You can put a little bit on the chin if you'd like to, and it just gives you that kind of soft, subtle glow. But I do find that this makeup has a dewy finish to begin with, which kind of gives it its own glow. If you have oily skin or if you prefer a matte finish, I always recommend setting with a setting powder. Today, this is just the Bare Minerals Mineral Veil that I've had forever. Just a translucent powder. You can really use anything. Maskcara has a vanilla dust that I like as well. It's a pressed setting powder and it works really well, but for some reason I always tend to go back to these loose powders. I really don't know why. When I use them, that's what I use. So I'll put that over anywhere that you might get oily, and then follow up with a little bit more illuminator if you'd like. Okay. So now I'm gonna do my lashes. Today I'm going to use the Thrive Liquid Lash Extensions. This is my all-time, hands down favorite mascara. It is a tube mascara, so there's a little bit of a learning curve with it. What I do is I open my eyes, do my lower lashes first. I find I get a little bit less transfer that way, because I have blonde but longer lashes. I didn't even curl them today, so you can. Do my bottom. And then my top. So this is a tube mascara, meaning that it like coats the lashes, and when you go to wash it off, it still comes off in tubes versus smearing and giving you that raccoon look that we're also unfortunately familiar with. This is a great mascara if you're outside and you're sweating. It's not waterproof, but like if you go swimming, it's not just gonna come off, because it does remove in those tubes. Which was actually really scary the first time that I used it. I didn't know it was going to do that, and I thought that my eyelashes were falling off, so just be prepared for that. To do lip and cheek, I'm going to take Sandstone, which is the same cheek color that I used. I'm going to put it just on my lips. Sometimes I use my contour color and I line my lips first. Today I'm not doing any of that. And then just for funsies, I'll take a little bit of this Desert Sunset, which is a little shinier, glossier. I'm gonna go right in the center with it. Just like that. And that's it. Simple, easy, subtle Sunday makeup look.